Joseph K's impetuous country-dwelling Uncle Carl comes to see him. The uncle has caught wind of the case and is very concerned, both for Kay and for the family's sake. Kay is taking the whole thing far too lightly for his uncle's satisfaction. The case calls for energetic action. Uncle Carl prevails upon Kay to accompany him on a visit to an old lawyer friend. Herr Hud, the lawyer, is on his sick bed when they call. He becomes much more animated when Kay is introduced. Kay's uncle verbally abuses the man's nurse until she leaves at the lawyer's behest. It turns out the lawyer already knows of Kay's case from his movements in court circles. In fact, the chief clerk of the court is in the room, waiting in the shadows. He has come to pay the lawyer a visit. Kay and Uncle Carl have not noticed him. The chief clerk joins the three and begins to speak eloquently while pointedly ignoring Kay. Kay wonders whether this man might have been in the crowd during his interrogation. A loud sound of breaking cookery comes from the entrance hall. Kay volunteers to see what has happened. It is Lenny, the lawyer's nurse. Apparently burning with desire for him, she caused the commotion to bring him out of the room. She leads him into the lawyer's study. In the study, Kay notices a large portrait of a man in a judge's robe depicted as if ready to spring from his throne-like seat. He asks Lenny about this man. She knows him. He is only an examining magistrate. She also knows about Kay's case, and implores him to be less unyielding. Foreplay ensues, etc. etc. Lenny gives Kay a key and tells him he is welcome any time. He goes out into the street where his uncle lambasts him. According to Uncle Carl, Kay has badly damaged his case by disappearing for hours. The chief clerk waited until Kay's absence became glaring and the conversation awkward, then left. Uncle Carl has been waiting for hours, by his own account. Lenny is the third woman to want Joseph K, who are the women of the trial. Maids, secretaries, and poor housewives, all accustomed to playing, or eager to play, the role of mistress. Kafka's biographer describes pre-World War I Prague as a place where young professionals, a banker such K, a lawyer or bureaucrat such as Kafka would marry women of their class but habitually go to poorer women of a lower social class for sex. Prostitution was, for some women, not so clearly defined as a profession. The lines between lover, mistress, freelancer, and professional were not so strictly drawn. Certainly, this reflects the relative powerlessness economically, socially, politically of women low on the social scale. Young men did not complain, and perhaps the young women with whom they consorted got more out of the bargain than was otherwise available to them within the strictly prescribed boundaries of their social world. The mores of the time and place tacitly approved of the arrangement. That said, Lenny seems to adore Kay beyond a reason or a promise of potential benefit. Kay himself has no idea why he has suddenly become so attractive, but he's conceited enough not to trouble himself too much about it. Still, for someone so ambitious and punctilious in his work, and so determined not to give the court any hold over him, Kay acts at times quite recklessly. The first instance was his insolence during the interrogation. And now, he snubs the chief clerk of the court. Such, apparently, are the charms of Lenny. Or such is Kay's underdeveloped sense of gravity at this point in his case.